Hi everyone, welcome back to Football-Oranje. A disappointing end for the Netherlands as a 3-3 draw leads to a penalty shootout defeat against Spain. So we've been knocked out of the quarterfinals of the Nations League. It was a really exciting game, really good stuff. A lot of moments to be really proud of, a lot of credit to be had, and we'll get into all of that. First of all, guys, penalty shootout defeat again for the Dutch.
Well, I'm very proud of the Netherlands, although I'm really sad. Some people might think it's okay because now we will have an easier group for the World Cup qualifier. But well, I'm really sad, and I'm proud of the team at the same time. I'm really proud of the team. We showed the character. First half was maybe a quiet half. We were just maybe discovering how the match is gonna go. It was a dead half, actually. Even the penalty, to be honest, I have my doubts if it was even a penalty. Uh, it came from nowhere. But the second half, we really showed character. We played a very good match, even in the extra time, even in the extra two halves. I think we played really great. The penalty shootouts, we usually criticize our players for not taking their penalties in the right way. This time they all did, except for Malen maybe. Even Noah Lang, he did it in a good way. He wasn't lucky with it. The Dutch TV said that Verbruggen saved only one penalty out of 23 or 22 during his career. But today he did really good. He saved the penalty, and he was so close to save at least two more. I think sometimes you need luck to win, when you do everything. And I think this is the only thing we needed, really. We needed some luck. There are a few things I would like to talk also about the referee, maybe, but I'll leave that to later.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of positives to take out tonight, and that's the main thing. It's that Netherlands went toe-to-toe with Spain in Spain and probably should have won it in the end. The last-minute chance should have been a goal. So, yeah, they could have won it. But penalties, it's a lottery, and I thought we had a chance when Yamal's absolutely terrible penalty was saved, but not to be. And I think there's some things we need to talk about in terms of selection going forward. I think the Netherlands are probably a striker away from being one of the best sides in Europe. On this evidence, I think if they had somebody on the pitch that could score goals up front, then tonight might have been a bit different. But I think overall, I take positive as out of it. You got to take the bigger picture. The World Cup qualifiers are everything, so getting an easy grip on that. Going through the semi-final, they would have played France. So France just won the shootout against Croatia, so it would have been France semi-final. Tough game again. They would have had a chance of winning that as well. But for me, we've seen what Netherlands can do now, and this is the sort of performance we should be expecting every single time now from a Koeman side against any nation they come up against. And we shouldn't see the ones that we've seen before this, because this performance has come from nowhere. Netherlands do not play like this usually. They've been terrible recently, but tonight they showed up, and this is the gold standard from now on.
Very interesting how this has come about, and what it might be that Koeman has done with these players. It looked like, even though there were all these subs, that they all were coherent with what they were trying to do. The technical player was so good, breaking the line several times. And in my opinion, over those 120 minutes, I think the Netherlands edged it. Maybe that's just my orange-tinted spectacles, but I do really think that they played very well this evening against Spain. And we all know how good Spain are. Brilliant. So a lot of players came out tonight with great credit, and look forward to getting some of those. Where do we start? We can go back to the start of the game, and we can talk about some of the things that we saw happen. I mean, the Netherlands had 2 penalties throughout the game. Could there have been a sending off for the goalkeeper? And also, is it just me? There was no mention of it. When Martin got cleaned out towards the end of the game, I thought that was a 3rd penalty for the Netherlands, but that wasn't talked about by my commentator at all. Yeah, it wasn't all about the penalties and the decisions. There was lots of great play as well. But talk to us about some of those decisions.
We had very many players missing in the defense. Madsen is probably our 5th choice, maybe. but he played very well. Some people might blame him for the third goal for Lamine Yamal, but in general, he did great, I think. If we could do that with many players missing, we have no excuse for not, reaching, going far and far in the World Cup, really. If you allow me, I mean, as a diehard fan of Oranje, I don't want to be harsh on Malin, but he is a big reason why we were out of Euro 2020. He is a big reason why we became third place in the previous Euros, and now he's also a main reason why we are out. He wasted a very easy chance before the end of the match, actually. Other than that, every other player was doing great. Even Malin was doing good. Besides wasting, this chance. I mean, he's one of the reasons why the third goal came, and even the second goal. Maybe he played a role in it. The entire team was amazing. Really, I have nothing to criticize. Koeman did a great job with his substitution. Every substitution was just at the right time, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stand-up performances all over the pitch. Especially I thought the midfield was excellent. I think Frenkie de Jong, Reinders and Kluivert were all great, especially in the second half of getting control of the game. The only criticism I would say is the Memphis stayed on the pitch too long. For me, I think he drifted again. First half I thought he was terrible. He won, basically for me in that game, Memphis flopped over in the box, won a penalty, scored it. That's his only contribution to the game. Other than that, I thought the other 10 players were all excellent. I thought the game would have been a very, very different night if Verbruggen didn't pull off that wonder save against Williams as well to make it 2-0. If he didn't do that, even when Williams got through again, it was offside. But again, He pulled off another wonder save to stop him from scoring then. So I think he, for me, gets man of the match because I thought he was excellent throughout. But yeah, a lot of top performances. And yeah, as you said, when they brought on the players from the bench, I thought they all did really well. Simmons got an excellent assist, scored his penalty really well. So yeah, you can't grumble on anyone except for really Koeman allowed Memphis to have too long on his 100th appearance. That would be the only thing I would say.
Yeah, the individual performances, I pick out Martin. Been a Villa fan, I've seen him play a fair bit this season, and I think that tonight was him at his best. I mean, he got some criticism for a bit of his defending. He was 1-on-1 for the third goal, wasn't he, with Yamal, and just lost that battle, wasn't close enough. But a tough gig, though, and did it well at points. Van Hecker, people give him a lot of credit for him, and I think he did play very well. But there were a couple of dodge moments where, we ended up conceding a second goal because of Van Hecker. But maybe that's me being a little harsh in a 3-3 draw, where there's mistakes on both sides in defence. I mean, Van Dijk was his usual self, commanding at the back. I think, though, you should go further forward, like De Jong, having him there. Again, just you don't notice him too much, but he is a reason why a lot of these moves got started. And then you got all the attackers and all the subs that came on. The sub just kept it fresh and kept the intensity going. But out of the players that started, just good performances again from the likes of Reinders. Frimpong was lively again. Even though he wasn't quite as good as he was on Thursday, you would expect that Spain would deal with him a little better than they did. Memphis was okay, but people in the live comments are saying about if we had a striker, would be even better. Would we have won that 4-5-3? Yeah, I'm forgetting people, I'm sure I am. But I really enjoyed it this evening. And just to give a sort of shout out, thank you everyone for your live comments. Do keep those coming in. We'll bring some up on screen and comment along as well if you're not watching live, and let us know what you thought. What do you want to talk about next? I mean, Verbruggen, he was very good as well, despite conceding 3 goals. Some good saves. Kept us in it.
We cannot really blame any player except for that criticism I made to Malin. Other than that, I think every player was amazing, really. We did not see much of Noah Lang, but what he did for the second goal was enough, really. He's the main reason why we scored the second goal, which was amazing by Madsen, by the way. One of the most
what a strike.
for Oranje. As I mentioned before, you don't have to have a great striker. You can just score. Any player can score. And we saw that tonight. Memphis was good actually in the second half. He was really annoying to the Spanish defenders, but he got tired after that. Of course, I'm against him in many occasions, but tonight I think he was really good in the second half until he got tired and he was subbed. The entire team, even when Taylor came in, I was kind of worried, but I did not see him making any mistakes really. Although we did not see much of him. Same with Cook Miners. But in general, I think we have a great team. We have maybe even the second team is great. We can even make a third team out of this team. So I hope and I believe the future is bright. That's the only thing that makes me maybe anxious to see the qualifiers for the World Cup, and hopefully we do something special this time.
Yeah, I mean, just to say it again, the Netherlands losing tonight doesn't mean they have an easier World Cup qualifying group, with some strong results to the other teams that the Netherlands would have been playing this evening. Georgia and Turkey looking a bit threatening. So good job at missing out on those. We're not going to record for too much longer this evening, so we'll bring up some live comments shortly. It's nearly 2 a.m. for Abdul, where he is. Mike's got to get up early, and I've been very unwell today. So the three of us are just here out of pure commitment right now. So thank you very much for your comments, and keep coming in. We'll bring some up on the screen now. I just want to give another shout out as well for the Football-Oranje scarves. I'll show you one now. You can see two behind me hanging up. Got the Football-Oranje scarf. Absolutely beautiful. You've probably seen me advertise this already, but if you have not already, I'll drop a link in the live comments right now. There's also a link in the description for you if you'd like to grab yourself a scarf. But yeah, support Football-Oranje whatever way you can. I mean, that's one way. The scarves are premium. Same suppliers made many scarves for lots of professional Belgian, Dutch, and English clubs. And if you can't support us by buying a scarf, by the way, they are available all around the world. If you can't support us in that way, just give this video a like and maybe drop us a comment down below. Some comments then. So Marlon was criticised. I think these comments were coming in when the game was still happening. Marlon gets criticism, thanks Marlon, bit of sarcasm there. Let's bring up some others. Andrew said, perfect result in my opinion, rather have a weaker World Cup qualifying group. And a lot of agreement there with our comments. I think that was a big thing. If we're not going to win this, not going to go through, let's have that instead and get to the World Cup. Another one here about Marlon, wasted a big chance last minute and then the penalty.
Yes.
This one did surprise me, and I think people came back to him in the comments. There was a lot of criticism from Scream Saeed. I know it's disappointing, but I did find that harsh. This was a very good performance tonight, one to be really proud of.
Yes.
I think it's easy against Spain when you go down so many times, especially early on. You can easily crumble, and this Netherlands side didn't crumble. They fought back every single time, took the game to extra time. Should have won it in extra time. So, yeah, to say they choked this is very harsh. Penalties are penalties. Credit to Simon for making that save from Alan, but yeah, they definitely didn't choke tonight because they wouldn't have battled back 3 times if they did.
We even wasted more chances than Spain in this match. We were more dangerous.
Yeah,
we were.
Mm-hmm. Is the one about Martin, who's man of the match, proved him wrong. Michael says, proud of a team regardless. Toe-to-toe the European champions. Learned a lot. John was happy as well with the game. Ben says, perfect result. We could have won before penalties, despite missing key players. And an easy group now and hope for the future.
Yes.
Alexander says, what a game. Still believe we should have won the penalties.
Yes.
What else have we got? Alexander says he agrees with you, Abdul. Great performance. Very difficult to judge on penalties. And the first one against it was a scandal, never a penalty. I thought it was 50-50. I think if it was in the middle of the pitch, it'd be a free kick. One of those to me where I thought, is that really a penalty?
Yes.
Whereas the Netherlands ones felt more like penalties. Actually, do you know what? One in Memphis, I wasn't so sure about. Just had his hands on him, really, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought it was I think the referee gave him that one because the one maybe Spain got was a bit soft.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And I've got to say it as well. This is just, I don't like digging out players, but Lenormand, the both games, I genuinely thought he'd really hurt himself. but he's just a big crybaby, isn't he? Just throws himself around, writhing his legs. Like, get a grip, man.
Yeah. And he's lucky to stay on the pitch as well because he took out Clivert on the halfway line when he was already on a yellow. So, yeah, another one that you could say that the referee was lenient on.
Yeah, definitely. Dan is proud of his team, he says.
We
Chris
all are.
critical. Yeah, we are. Chris says that Memphis can't hold the ball, loses it so much trying these little flicks. But do you know what? He's trying to do some things, but not so effective. There's loads of more comments from the same sort of people. We've got another one bit about Martin, Chris. People can read them, of course, themselves. Here's another one. Play well. I'm expected to have in the future. Dumfries and more midfielders. Dumfries back in this team would be good.
Yes.
I would like to try Dumfries and Frimpong again as well. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Moment of Truth said that Martin looked promising. Likes to give more opportunities. Yep, just limited playing time at Villa. He's an attacking option. Digne is really solid at Villa, so genuinely, Digne has kept him out of the team. Been so good.
He also got injured for some time. I think that's why.
Nice one, John. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up for the Michaels and Abdul.
Thank you, John.
Have we got any other commenters? I don't think I have this guy on. Marlon always comes up short in orange. Spy is useless. Okay. Yeah, anything you guys want to pick up on there? I'm trying to just scroll through real quick to bring some different people.
Well, if there is a player we want to criticize, it was definitely Memphis. The rest, I think they were doing well. Broby came in. Okay, we did not really see much of Broby. I cannot really say anything about him. Maybe he needed more time to be judged. Yeah.
I think that when he made the substitutions in the second half, when he brought on the triple change, I was certain it was going to be Frimpong and Memphis that went off, but it was Gakpo, and I thought that was a bit odd since Gakpo seemed to be the one that they're playing mostly through. I know he's just come back from injury at Liverpool, so maybe that was why. But yeah, I think that for me, one of the big positives for tonight is the fact that the Netherlands subs bench is probably one of the strongest in international football. I think they have a stronger bench than Spain did tonight, and it showed where the players were coming off it.
Yeah, definitely. And the players that were missing as well, that they'll always will come back. Someone was even asking in the comments like who is unavailable, and there's so many we could list. Several defenders, like 5 defenders, I think, that you would consider as first team options.
Dumfries, De Vrij, Ake, Van de Ven. Even Botman is an option, although he hasn't been chosen for Oranje, but we know he is good, but he's injured most of the time.
Yeah.
So Hartman, yes.
He was the first
Timber, both Timbers, Shoughton.
Both Timbers. And
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yes, so many players missing, but we still came up with a very good lineup.
Right, we're going to wrap up, guys. Just some last comments. I'm not even mad. Get the best team in the world, a real run for their money. I'm excited for the years to come. Yeah, performances like that makes you really look forward to the World Cup. And you never know, like in the World Cup, we come up against Spain again. We get a bit of luck. We go through.
One of the things also I have to mention, I'm really happy with the way Koeman is reading, the way Koeman read the match, the same as the previous match. I think, and I hope he is fixing the mistakes he did in the past. Finally, he came up with a magical lineup that he will probably use for the next matches, which is good,
The only thing I would say is that I've seen a lot of criticism of Koeman on X is the fact that Netherlands started slowly again, so they conceded first, which is always seems to happen when Netherlands they concede first, and then he had to make changes to turn it around. Now, obviously, Netherlands played a lot better after the substitutions, so a lot of people are criticising him again that he didn't get it right straight off, and then he had to bring on subs. I think the second part's a bit harsh, but again, it's a game where Netherlands didn't start well, conceded that penalty, and then another game where they didn't beat one of the top nations. So anyone that hates Koeman is still going to have that ammo against him. But I think out of these 2 games, I'll give him credit for what he's done against Spain and say there's no way he's going to get sacked from this. He's going to be in charge of the World Cup qualifiers. So we just need to get behind him. And he's shown actual promise in these 2 games that we can go toe-to-toe with Spain. And he didn't lose over 90 minutes in either game.
We cannot blame Koeman actually for conceding 2 goals. The first one was a big mistake by Hato. The second one tonight, we're not sure if it was even a penalty. It came from nowhere, so it will not be the case.
Did Van Hecke get in a mess, in your opinion, for their second goal?
I think Van Hecke proved that he can play in the highest level, really. Maybe he can play for a bigger club than Brighton. With all respect to Brighton, I would not blame him for any mistake tonight or today. Maybe for that chance in the first half that you mentioned, Michael. I think he was kind of responsible for that. But other than that, he saved us in many other times.
There was a few last minute blocks he did in the box as well.
Yeah.
There was one that was straight at him, but it was last man blocking. So I think over the 2 legs, Van Hecke comes out as was held high. I think, especially the first leg. I thought he was excellent in the first leg. So yeah, I think he's an excellent option to partner Van Dijk going forward. And I think that the days of, if everyone's fit, I don't want to see De Ligt in the squad again, because I think there's much better centre backs now for the Netherlands, and Van Hecke is one of them.
Yes.
Okay, last ones. AJ Nixon, it's tough and gut-wrenching loss tonight. Yeah, I think we're all feeling that a little.
Yes.
Wilson says Dumfries and Frimpong won't work, in answer to what I said. Yeah, I agree. I think for a long time I said that it wouldn't work, but do you know what? I just want to see it again. Frimpong seems to be playing a little different now. He's so attacking down that right side.
Yeah, I think they've got games coming up against Malta. Malta and Lithuania are 2 games that are coming up. I think you can afford to have 2 attacking players in those games and experiment a bit. So let's see what Frimpong and Dumfries can do in a game like that, where it's going to be 10 men behind the ball for Malta, and see if they can break them down. That's when you're going to use it.
Gosh, everyone's still commenting. Oh, there's so many. Yeah. Oh, do you know what? Let's bring up this. Let's finish on a penalty shootout. Bitter way to end. Should he learn how to make his antics a bit better? Because he was like doing this thing, wasn't he? He was trying to fill the goal up and trying to put the strikers off. didn't really do very much, did it? I don't know. He needs to get a bit of Emi Martinez in him.
Or Tim Krul. Tim Krul was the master at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I was a bit weird. I thought it was a bit weird what he was doing. And I was a bit like, come on, just stand in your goal and save one. Like, don't. Yeah.
I was expecting Koeman to make a substitution for the goalkeeper, actually, but it did not happen, just to imitate Van Gaal, yeah.
All right. Lads, anything you want to finish on this evening?
Mike.
The future's bright. I think that I'm not mad tonight. Usually we come on these streams after a loss and we're calling for everyone to get sacked and everyone to get dropped and stuff. But I think over these 2 games, you come out thinking they're unlucky. I think a couple of decisions either way. I think there was a red card for Spain in that first game. I don't know how Housen didn't get sent off. And this one, if Simon got sent off for making that challenge on Simmons, could have been a totally different game. So yeah, I think the future's bright, and we've got a good World Cup qualifying group to look forward to. Hopefully top that with ease. Although Poland on their day can be tough, but you still expect Netherlands to beat them. So yeah, I think the positives are tonight. Tonight we could have went through, lost to France in the semi-finals, then finished 3rd in the group with Turkey and Georgia, and then Efino Bleak, and then have to go through a playoff. It could have been anyone. So yeah, head held high. Look forward to the next international games where hopefully a striker comes through. If Omega keeps performing like he is, then he can be picked. But yeah, I'm proud of the players. I'm proud of the team. And yeah, they should have won these games, and that's what you can really hope for.
Well said, Mike. I remember in 2015, 2016, during the bad times, we were looking at the squad and saying, oh my God, I cannot believe we have a team like this. We had so many mediocre players. But now if you look at the squad, we have many amazing players, despite the injuries. We can name at least 40 players who can be actually playing with Oranje, if you count all the injuries and all that. So yes, the future is bright, and I'm very optimistic. We are sad, but we are happy for the future.
Yeah, you guys have nailed it. I don't have much more to add than that, to be honest. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And even though the ending was disappointing and bitter, we have got an easy World Cup draw. And we were treated to a couple of really, really good games, and we're very surprised. And though Koeman he still can't say that he's beaten like a top side since he's come back in his second time in charge. This is a thing we can point to, isn't it? To say, yeah, this is positive, and he can do it. So I think it's given me confidence in him and the players as well. Yeah, brilliant play tonight. Brilliant.
And you could say that Koeman's just saving it for when it matters, and the top side that he beats will be one at the World Cup. So as long as that's when it comes, then yeah, I'll be happy with that.
Nice one to finish on. Thanks, Dan. Future's bright. Let's win the World Cup.
Always help Holland help.
Right, we're going to go, but I feel like we need to do another show soon, guys, where we talk about this some more. Anyway, we're finishing a little early tonight. So drop us a comment down below on YouTube if you have not already, and let us know what you thought of the game, and we'll get back to you. And one last shout out for the scarves. Thank you. Someone's already ordered one during this stream. Thank you very much. Yeah, more from us soon. But bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.